Hello and welcome back to another episode of the News You Missed, the video game news show that seeks to recap all the happenings in major video game news this week that you may have missed and is important to you. Today we're going to be talking about how Nintendo is vowing to revamp the online service and continue to provide updates and stuff that's just basically worth your money. We're going to also be talking about a PlayStation service that allows people to view your gameplay in your games and kick you out through a voting system, and we're also going to detail a lot of third-party stories from a lot of video game companies, producers, and we're going to talk about some PC news along with Twitch. So if that sounds good, let's jump right into it. I want to begin by thanking everybody who supports me over on Patreon. For $1 a month, you can see these videos a day early, and you can also support a free press video game news show. I'm not bought out by anyone. I'm not sponsored by anyone except for you folks. So if you are kind enough to support me, I wanted to just drop you a big thank you and really appreciate your support over on Patreon. Thanks a lot. No Raid Shadow Legends sponsorships here because of you. So we're going to move right along, and we're going to jump into the first story that now Pokemon Masters EX War Games, the event that is happening right now, is on its second path out of 4, and as such, Hilda and Diancie seasonal scouts are now live. This Pokemon team, this Pokemon pair are fantastic. It's a rock type that relies more on special attack and has access to Mega Evolution, and if you play Pokemon Masters, you know how important that is. Pokemon Diamond and Pearl remakes aren't out until November 19th, but several people have gotten them already and are now playing them. They've thrown up gameplay, they've shown pictures of them playing them on Nintendo Switch consoles. I don't think this is from Nintendo, Game Freak, or the Pokemon Company working with people who are partners with them for them to play the game before an embargo and then review the game later on. I think this is due to a distribution center leaking the game, unfortunately people stealing copies of the game, things like that. Regardless, it doesn't matter because Nintendo, Game Freak, and the Pokemon Company have come together and issued the statement that the remakes are faithful remakes to a T. So what surprises lurk in the game? Probably none if they're faithful remakes. Very similar to previous remakes that they've issued where the game is almost the same as it was, just with more updated graphics and gameplay features. So yeah, what surprises are there? Probably none. So it's not like you're gonna miss out on anything if you do see one of these leaked copies. Pokemon Unite has been nominated for Google Play Best of User's Choice Award. That's pretty cool. This notification, this big news story here, is probably going to draw more people into playing the game. If you guys are interested in that, check it out. It's a pretty unique, interesting game. It's like League of Legends with Pokemon to it. Requires a lot of teamwork. Many people find it a fun game, and maybe you will too. In 1994, Nintendo made a public display where they seized 10,000 counterfeit Game Boys and Game Boy games, and they destroyed them from the Netherlands by running them over with a steamroller to send a message to counterfeiters. I think it's really funny because in the picture itself, it looks like a war crime is happening because Nintendo hired a actor to dress up as Mario and oversee the operation because it was a big publicity stunt and a message to the counterfeiters. But it just looks like a war crime is occurring. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is now outsold Mario Kart Wii, which presents the question, when will Mario Kart 9 drop? When Mario Kart 8 Deluxe stops selling? And there's your answer. Nintendo have went on record many times said that they weren't working on something, and then in a month or two or a couple months or even a year later they dropped the very thing they said they weren't working on. Example, Nintendo Switch OLED model. Now, the OLED model wasn't anything that anybody really wanted, even though it's a fantastic system, a very nice upgrade to the handheld version of the Switch. It wasn't what people were looking for. Now, they've put out that the future outlook expanding Nintendo's IP, and they showed that in 20XX there's going to be a new game console coming out. So I have no idea at what point in time the game console is going to release, but this was put out, and this is probably geared towards people who are stock investors, people who are looking to invest in Nintendo's future, trying to appease them without leaking something. Also, Nintendo has promised to improve and expand their Nintendo Switch online service, and the next story also goes into it. They're talking about investing huge sums in game development and online infrastructure. They're going to put 100 billion yen to expand the game software frameworks, 50 billion yen in opportunities similar to the Mario movie, and 300 billion yen into expanding relationship with consumers. This is a fantastic move on Nintendo's part, but unfortunately the damage has already been done, and a lot of people aren't interested in Nintendo Online. Nintendo Online offers a shoddy emulation service which allows players to participate in games as a service. Yes, a lot of people hate EA because EA milks their consumers, but the same thing can be said for Nintendo. Instead of putting a shop where you can individually buy the games, just like the Virtual Console, they've set it up as games as a service. You can't buy Ocarina of Time and just keep it forever and play it, even though everything is there to do that. No, you have to subscribe to Nintendo Online, and you have to play it through their online service. Even though people enjoy it and are liking the online service, and there are many subscribers and they enjoy the N64 aspect of it, even if it is lacking, I'm not going to down anyone for subscribing to it. If you enjoy their services and you want to play the Nintendo 64 without having to go on eBay and pay $200 to $300 to $400 just to play Ocarina of Time on an N64, truly, I can't blame you. So what Nintendo has done here is pretty good, but at the same time, integrated games as a service into their company. Something I never thought would ever happen. PlayStation 5 consoles are reportedly no longer losing gameplay functionality when their internal CMOS battery dies. That's massively important. It should be noted that it would be very difficult to access your PlayStation 5 CMOS battery if it did end up dying, and in the future you would want to play your PlayStation 5 and PlayStation 5 games. Not everybody sells their consoles, not everybody trades in their games. A lot of people keep them. It's similar to what happened with the Dreamcast. If you picked up a Dreamcast today and it didn't have the CMOS working, you would have to replace that. But it's significantly easier in a Dreamcast than it is here. So here's the crazy story. Sony patent lets viewers vote and pay to boot players from games. The way this system works is that they have their own little streaming system and they're trying to invest in esports a lot. And I could see this coming to Twitch as well, but basically there's a 60% voting threshold, and it allows spectators with a higher skill level to have their votes counted more heavily in the election, and it just seems like an incredibly bad idea. But once the threshold is reached, you can kick a player out for any reason, like any reason. I can see this being abused for so many people. If they're on Twitch, oh my god, this will be abused all day long, especially if they're a popular streamer and there's groups out there dedicated to trolling. You know they exist, you know they're a real thing, and you know this is something that is definitely going to happen. It's silly to think that you could get viewers to veto people out of your game just because they hit a 60% vote threshold. I get that if somebody's a bad player, you would want to kick them out. I also get that if he's very aggressive, if he's saying things that are like racial or sexual or just very vitriolic in his language or her language, you would want them removed from the game. But if you're playing with randoms, you should never be able to remove because you're a random. And if you have your own private game, you should have full control over who you're removing. I think that system works way better than this. Can you imagine being on Twitch and somebody redeems $100 just to kick you out of the match? I mean, Twitch streamers are going to be ranking in the cash. It's a good idea, but there's no way it could ever work without being abused. So Forza Horizon 5 has already reached nearly 1 million players before its official release next week, and it's also considered one of the best games in terms of like reviews from review sites. So it's like a 5 out of 5, a 10 out of 10, whatever you'd like to rate it. It's a racing game, so if you're really into those, you'll really enjoy this game and you might want to check it out. GameStop is allegedly hoarding PS5, Xbox Series X, and Switch OLEDs for Black Friday. Yeah, this is something that is alleged. This is not confirmed, but it would make sense because GameStop wants to get people inside their doors, and what better way than to say they have PlayStation 5s and Xbox One X's, and for Black Friday, oh my god, everyone and their mom's gonna be busting them doors down, right? And then the idea is to have them purchase the games that they upmark that they sell, the used games that they can make some money off of, and bundle in their services for said used games. And that's the idea, to get people in the store and purchasing extra things rather than the PlayStation 5 itself. Those things are going to sell out instantly. They're going to be gone. If you are like 10 minutes late, as soon as 12 o'clock hits on Black Friday, 12 midnight, if you are 10 minutes late, they are gone. You know it, I know it, everybody knows it. Yeah. Do I think they could be hoarding them? Absolutely. And here's an example. The PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X are now available online at Walmart. Update, they're sold out. When I clipped this story, it wasn't but an hour or two before they completely sold out and the update was done. But in reality, it really was only like 10 minutes before the site was updated and it was sold out. So that happened 2 days ago. Good luck getting a PlayStation 5 this season. Good luck getting anything that you really want this season, just due to the number of shipment problems that we're having and the cutbacks on production. Sega is looking to create a major global title in the next few years and could spend up to $882 million on it. That's quite a bit of money. I kind of feel like this is leaning towards Sonic, especially being a global title. Sega has also announced a partnership that they're working together with Microsoft more closely to produce new opportunities for gaming through them. So yeah, this is definitely something that is going to be happening, and hopefully we'll be seeing a fantastic new Sonic game. Elden Ring has a 4K graphics mode and 60 FPS performance mode on the PlayStation 5 and Xbox One X Series and S. It's basically, do you want the game to look better or do you want it to run more fluidly? In this instance, in this specific type of game, I definitely would want it to be more fluid than to look pretty, but you could be different, so yeah. Netflix Devil May Cry producer assures the world Chris Pratt isn't Dante. Sheesh, am I right? Comment section. Battlefield 2042 will be getting a 10-hour trial for members of EA Play and Xbox Game Pass Ultimate. So if you guys are not interested in buying this game, which is me, I will 100% play the 10-hour trial. I doubt I'll even rank up 2 to 3 hours of this game, but I'll give it a shot. And that's really, really nice because I have no intention of buying this game whatsoever. And if you are on the fence about purchasing it as well, this might be something you want to do. Oculus Quest update helps you not punch children, but the question has to be asked, what about when you're not wearing the head? How then do you not punch children? Facebook has rebranded as Meta. The company itself has rebranded as Meta, not Facebook. So if you're looking at your phone and you're like, oh, it's still called Facebook, it's not called Meta, yeah, that's the reason. A PC company has come out and said that they are called Meta, which they are, and they are wanting to sell the name for no less than 20 million. Facebook makes in the billions, so I don't know if they would maybe want to get a little bit more. And also, I don't think Facebook is going to even blink at purchasing this company because they probably won't even care. So this is an interesting story that might go nowhere. EA calls NFT and blockchain games the future of our industry. Now, I wanna say that I'm not an expert in this field whatsoever, okay? That's not where my degree is. My degree's in theology. It is not in this, okay? But from my understanding, NFTs are things from video games that are very similar to art. You can buy a picture that a painter painted and then it is yours forever, right? You purchase that, you hang it on your wall, it goes up and down in value depending on the market. Maybe the artist dies, now it shoots up in value, right? Now your painting that you bought for 100K is worth 100 million. That's how it works. The NFTs are very similar to that. You buy something digitally, it goes up and down in value. Sometimes investing can be a positive thing, other times it can be a negative thing. Blockchain, though, is something that is very, very odd, and I don't know how that would work in gaming, but basically it's very similar to investing in something, being given a seed of some kind, and then planting that seed and creating a farm in a virtual world, and then selling whatever was created from that seed. Again, I'm not an expert in this, so anybody who can explain this way better than me, please feel free in the comments section below, because I'm not the guy. But EA, once again, doing the most nefarious, grimy things in the world to try and make a buck, and using video games as the vessel to do so. Ladies and gentlemen, before I close out, I wanted to let you guys know that I have been doing a Bible study. I'm going to be covering every single chapter of the Bible from start to finish, and since I graduated with my master's in theology, I have found it extremely hard to find a job because everybody is called by God, apparently. And so I've started this series. If you're interested and you want to understand somebody's outlook and knowledge from going to school without actually having to go to school yourself for theology, maybe you'd like to check it out. I'll link it in the description below. It's over on Give Me Liberty or Give Me Death, Dr. Freedom's channel, and I hope to see you there later. Now, I've been your host, Protomario, and I'm signing out. I really appreciate you guys taking the time out to watch this video game news series. And if you did like it, please make sure to leave a like. If you want to see more more, hit that subscribe button. And other than that, I will see you guys in the next one.